Hello, I'm Luke from Wex, and today I'm very excited to be working with the Sigma Cine range. I've got quite an extensive set here. We have an 85, a 50, a 35, a 24, and a 20. That should give me all the focal range that I need with everything that we're going to be doing today. The camera that we're working with today is a Canon C70 cinema camera, which I'm really excited about because I haven't used this before, but I've heard a lot about it. It's a powerful piece of kit, and I can't wait to get started. Obviously, I'm going to be using these lenses in quite a variety of different settings today. You know, we're kind of making a little short film for grind, and we're also just testing it out outside. So you're getting harsh sunlight, which is a very bright day outside, and you're also getting it put to work in a business environment where you could be doing like a video for the business in a corporate sense as part of your work as a videographer. So it's going to give me a really good idea of on the job, on the go, how they perform. So I'm looking for build quality, usability, how easy it is to change them, how heavy are they, all that kind of thing, but also image quality and am I happy with what's coming out of the camera. So that's enough from me. I'm excited, as you can tell. Let's go.
So the 24 is a lens that I would use quite often for a lot of different things. For interviews, if you want to get the person in the environment they're in, the 24 is a really good option. What I'm enjoying about it is the sharpness of the Sigmas. It's very much a clear, clean, crisp, beautiful image. That's the first impression that I'm getting. One thing I'd bear in mind with cine lenses in general is weight. We're going handheld today, and I can already start to feel the effects on my back. So although you are getting a beautiful image, just be aware of that, and you're going to want to incorporate some kind of assist situation, like maybe an easy rig. I think anything more than an easy rig might be overkill. Definitely take that into account. I'm actually very much enjoying the bokeh on this. So I've got some oranges here that are very vibrant and lovely as a good example. And then a lot of distance back there to just give you an example of the bokeh. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous bokeh there.
Using computer-based ray tracing, Sigma have minimized flare and ghosting, which really enhances contrast in backlit conditions.
So we're inside of the market now, and I'm going to put it right back down to 1.5 t-stop. Just bear in mind that there is a difference between F and T. T is usually for cinema lenses, and it's just something to do with the way that the lenses are coated and the measurement system is different. I'm going to obviously bring up the ND. I still have to have 1 or 2 stops of ND on here, but it'll give us a good sense of what these can do in a low light situation. Also, today we're using the Tiffin Pro Mist, which I'm very excited about, and with the lights in here is gonna kind of give you this soft but lovely effects, which I'm hoping is gonna really complement the Sigma Cine lenses. I'll do some shots later without that, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that performs as well.
The resolution sits between 6K and 8K, which is the same optical system as high-resolution still photography lenses, suitable for high-resolution shooting. The body is 100% metal, dust and splash resistant, but still manages to be lightweight and compact. The focus rotational angle is 180 degrees. The aperture ring is smoothly and manually controlled without clicks. The available mounts are Canon EF, Sony E-mount with electronic contacts for communication.
So not massively important, but it's worth mentioning that we're shooting on the Sigma Cines, which are full frame, and we're shooting on a Canon C70, which is Super 35. So there's going to be a little bit of a crop factor present there. Not to mention also that we've got a little adapter on there, which is Canon EF to RF. So But it's good that we're shooting on full frame and that the Sigmas offer that, because it means they're going to be very amiable and compatible with any kind of camera you want to put them on. So just bear in mind that if we're on the 85, it's going to be a little bit longer, 50, a little bit longer, but no big deal. So what I'm going to do now is just show you what it's like without the filter. I've had the filter on all day. We've got some lovely weather, lots of people to shoot, bit of street videography.
All the lenses come with a support foot, which helps minimize load on the camera body and enhance mount stability. All the lenses in the lineup are designed to comply with Sigma's CCI standard. Standardized color balance is going to make color correction much easier.
So the second part of today in reviewing the Sigmas is we've come to Grind, who are an amazing coffee company. They've got their own roastery here in Bermondsey. And we're going to do some interviews and do a little bit of a day in the life of working at the Grind Roastery. Best to start with the 50mm, and I'm not going to use a filter. I'm going to take the Tiffin off because we don't really need that kind of character and softness. We want it to be sharp, we want it to look nice and bright. So let's have a look. So far, we've done a couple of interviews and I'd say they're performing extremely well, considering you've got a very weird mixture of light in here as well. You've got the kind of fluorescent lights up there, but you have got a lot of daylight coming in from both sides of the building as well. I'd say that it looks really nice, it's sharp, it's creamy. Yeah, just what I expected actually. But now we've shot on the 35 for the interviews and the 50, and I actually found the 35 to be much more pleasing on the eye. You get more in. It's a big space that we're working in, and I wanted to try and get as much as I could in it. With the 50, I felt like we didn't get the Grind sign in the background, which is a shame. And when I got the 35 on, I just felt like I was seeing more of the space we're in, so that was nice. So as an experiment, I'm going to change the lens to a 20mm. Let's see how we go.
Okay, that was a full day, but I really do feel like we've put these lenses to the test today. As you can see, from everything we've done, I've used every single one, and you can see how they look and how you might use them. So when we were in Camden, I actually found it a little bit challenging. One, because it was a bright day and I couldn't really see the screen as well, so I had to really rely on my camera assistant and histogram. Having said that, what came out of the camera, I actually thought was utterly beautiful, and I used mainly the longer focal length. So we used the 85 and the 50, a little bit of the 24, but mostly we were on the longer ones. And that was so we were far away from people. And I absolutely adore what we got. You know, the light, the way that it takes light in is just gorgeous. And let's not forget that the optics are based upon the art series from Sigma. So everyone loves the art. They're just beautiful. So that's what you're dealing with here, a very high-end, beautiful finish and look. Now, when we got to Grind, obviously it's a very different type of shoot, and I was mostly shooting on sticks. So I didn't have to worry too much about weight and size and changing lenses and all that jazz. So I didn't necessarily need an assistant. I was lucky enough to have one. But that's where they really come into their own. If you're on a corporate shoot or something like that, there's not a great difference in weight. There's not a great difference in size, which means changing the rig and changing the lenses isn't too much of a hassle, because you don't have to adjust anything on the rig to make them fit. The only one I did a little bit was the 85, but that was all right. So that's actually a huge win, again, for a self-shooter. The interviews in particular, I thought I was very proud of how they came out, and you can see the different focal lengths, how each one offers you something very different. I mean, on the 20, I wouldn't really choose to use the 20 typically, but I did want to just demonstrate to you how wide that is and why you might use it. But my favorite was the 35. I thought that just looked absolutely stunning. The bokeh was lovely. Most of the B-roll that I shot at the end as well, I actually shot on the 35, apart from a couple of shots on the 20. the 35 is just a really good middle ground if you want to get everything quickly as possible. So yeah, 35 won the day. I didn't have a focus puller today. I was pulling focus all day by myself, and it doesn't take as long. It's a much shorter distance when you're pulling focus between quite a great distance. So it's good to know that if you are working alone, it's not going to be too much of a hassle if you don't have a focus puller. For such fast lenses, 1.5, I actually found today I didn't even need to go that low. The internal ND on the C70 was a godsend today. But yeah, I never really needed it because we weren't shooting in darkness, granted. But my point is that for that, such a fast lens, and they're so compact and lightweight. I mean, as also the fact that you've got a 95mm diameter to clamp on a matte box, which makes a nice change from a 130mm. I want to thank Bright Tangerine for giving us the Misfit Atom matte box, which was absolutely invaluable. And they also gave us the follow focus ring. Two invaluable pieces of kit that we use today. This allowed me to use the Tiffin Pro Mist filters, only using the quarter stop today. I found it can be a little bit too much if you go any more and not enough any less. So the quarter stop was great. So thank you to Tiffin and Bright Tangerine for that. I also want to thank Condor Blue, who gave us the base plate and rig and rails and the rest of the kit. So thank you so much to them. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining me on this review today, putting up with me. And yeah, I mean, I really like them because, to be honest, they're made for self-shooting. They're economical to use, ergonomical to use. They're perfect for someone who wants high image quality, impress your clients, look great, feels great, and it's going to make your life easier, which I do a lot of self-shooting, so it's perfect for me. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time. I've been Luke for Wex. Cheers.